How are you all? It's Monday. I'm sure you knew that already. Yeah, how are you people? Give us a little wave if you're here. So, I have a few questions that I need to catch up on. Hi, if you've just joined. One of the first questions. You know what? I'll let a few people come on first. How was your weekend? I've had quite a busy day. So, yeah, playing catch up today. Been programming stuff with the check-ins, guys. If my clients watch these, I think I'm gonna have to split between 2 days, just because there's quite a few of you. So, in order to get the best feedback and stuff, I really want to dedicate a lot of time to it. So, because it matters to me. So, yeah, I might have to split them between a couple of days, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Either that, or I have to book less people in on a Monday or whatever. So, we'll see. We will see. But let me know how your weekend went. Has anyone seen the Boris thing? Let us know. Let us know if any of you are in Liverpool or anything like that, and what your thoughts are. In fact, shoot away what your thoughts are on the lockdown status. By all means. Hi everyone that's just joined. Who's up north? Who's up north at the minute? Who's in the north of the UK? Who it really affects? Or if any of you have just seen the story I put on Instagram, it's a list of the high everyone's medium apart from the people on that list. They're high or very high, and it's places like Birmingham, Liverpool, things like that. So some Lancashire, all that sort of thing. So higher from me and Betty. Hi guys. Yeah, let me know if it affects you and you have to get locked down. That's gonna suck. But hey, one of the questions I have. Excuse the water. How to help stop snacking. Again, this can be a very subjective and difficult one for people. You've got to really get to the bottom of why you're snacking. What it is you're snacking on isn't really it's not always the trigger, it's why. And for instance, every night you might come home, do the same thing, switch the kettle on with the same hand. In your routines, you don't even know it's autopilot, and then you just grab that bag of biscuits or crisps or whatever it is. Sometimes it's not even the food that's the problem, it's the routine. That makes sense, because you're not addicted to these foods. It's just habit. It's just a creature of habit. So, and it's just what you're conditioned to. When I used to come home from, I remember like middle school, and I used to come home, I'd walk home, and pretty much every day I would reach into this multi-pack of Twix. Do you ever remember that? I did like the single Twix finger in like individually wrapped in a big multi-pack of however many, I don't know how many there were. I didn't buy them at the time, so and I'd always have one, at least one, as a habit. That was what you did. I don't think it was religious, but it's just a habit. Like, how can I explain this? Okay, so every morning you may walk into your kitchen, you may open the handle with the same hand. It's like, just without thinking. If you really dial it back and think about everything you do, it would blow your mind. You know, I always open my car door with my right hand. I'm right-handed. Left foot goes in first. It's little things, like little processes. Like if you were a computer, you'd have to program someone to do these things. So it's not much different. So I walk into a kitchen, grab the kettle with the right hand, open it because it's normally empty when I come to it, turn the tap on with the left hand, fill it up, put it down, boil the kettle, grab the cup, stir with this hand. It's always the same things. You don't realise because no one's ever pointed it out before, probably. Things like shoelaces. Bet you didn't think that. Shoelaces, you probably, chances are, you always tied the same one first. Just a habit. It's just, you've done it, there's repetition, thousands of times. You know, it can apply that to anything. And it's not, you don't notice these things until, how I noticed these sorts of things was through like injuries. There was one time where the nerve damage in my back meant my right side wasn't very good at that point, so I had to do everything with my left. I imagine it's the same with people that have like broken wrists and stuff, broken their arm, and they now have to unnaturally do everything with this hand, and it's weird when you first do it. Does that make sense? So you've broken the cycle. The habits are different, and it's out of your control, and it's because you've had to. You know, if you broke your arm, you'd have to use your fork with the left hand, things like that. So these cycles and habits and stuff, it's just programming. It's just what you're used to. In the same way that we're over thousands of years or whatever, we wake up when the sun comes up. You know, it's just what you're used to. It's just what you're conditioned to. So if you're always used to getting in from work, sitting down in front of the TV with 3 bags of crisps, that's just normal for you. Yeah? I hope that makes sense. What are we saying, people? I snack if I'm stressed, and I try to eat things that make me fuller for longer. If I do have a snack, it's a low-fat bar, has high fibre in. Okay, yeah, so that's cool. Again, you've got to find what works for you, because chances are most people have different like triggers or ways of dealing with things. Wiggs is in the chat. Hi, Wiggs. He could probably back me up on this. Most of the things you do is all mindset. It's all mindset. You know, you could wake up one day and have a really bad day, you can wake up and have a really good day. It's just how you see things, it's how you approach things. The day isn't any different. Normally, you know, the weather's probably a bit different. It's just how you look at it. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in here. So yeah, no, that's Amy. That's a good thing about snacking. Fuller for longer. Yeah. So trying to do what you can to reduce the urges of snacking. I mean, a chocolate bar, for instance. I hope this doesn't make you all hungry talking about this stuff, but a chocolate bar isn't going to fill you up or whatever. It's going to taste amazing, whatever. It's not going to fill you up as much as a, I don't know, some broccoli. Obviously, not as fun, not as whatever. Broccoli's going to probably fill you up more because it takes up more room and stuff like that. So that's why the nicer tasting things don't take up much room, and you can just pick out and pick out and pick out and pick out. You've had a Chinese meal and then you're hungry a few hours later. Very high in salt, sugar, and all this sort of stuff. Things like that. Yeah, you'll be surprised. Just like the taste. Literally only do it for the taste. Yeah, okay, so do you mean snacking just for the taste? Again, it can be, you've got to, again, take a step back. You've got to look at why you're doing it. Is it a boredom thing? Is it to keep your hands busy? When I noticed this when I stopped smoking, I needed to keep my hands busy without realising. And that was, I ate more, started eating more and stuff. And another thing was biting my nails, which is horrendous habit that I still have. Again, it's more of an anxious thing, I guess. I don't know. You've got to look at the real deeper reason of why you're doing these things. It's not for fun. It's you know, there's normally a ongoing. Someone asked me why I wasn't too keen on swimming. I can swim, you know, I've been swimming, not recently obviously, but the reason I, you know, and I had to force myself to like it when I was joining the army and stuff, because you had to pass swim tests and stuff. But for years, I'd hated swimming because, like, I don't want to bore you with it, but I nearly drowned when I was younger. One of my earliest memories, I remember being under the water, and for years, absolutely years, it haunted me a bit. Where I just had this negative association with it, with deep water, to one point even like dunking my head into like when washing your hair and stuff, like dunking your head underwater and stuff. I just didn't like I just brought back all these things of water going in my ears, my nose, just brought back all these memories, like flashbacks kind of stuff. Yeah, how do you break it? There's lots of methods to try and break habits and stuff. It's easier said than done, obviously. Otherwise, none of you would have a problem with anything. You'd just be, you know, perfect robotic humans, I guess. Substituting didn't work for me. Ended up having to give up snacking completely. Still have the occasional treat though. Yeah. And I used the smoking analogy. I went cold turkey. Doesn't work for everyone. Doesn't work for everyone at all. Craig, if he's on here, I don't know if he will be on here, but his thing was, I can't remember the exact number. We're going to say 6 or 7 cans of Coke a day. He went cold turkey. He's not touched one since he started training with me. Not one. Doesn't have the urge for it or anything. Jenny's another one. Had cut down on Coke completely. Gone. Cold turkey. It does work. It does work. Not for everyone though, because if I said to you, don't push the big red button. You're gonna want to press it. Or like if I said you were never allowed to have this again, first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna think about it and you're gonna want it. I was saying this earlier to someone about pizzas. So restriction isn't a good thing for most people. It can work. You won't know until you try it, basically. But then it can go the other way, and you start binging more to make up for lost time, sort of thing. Because you craved it more, you then binge, and it's a vicious cycle. So you've got to know falling off the bed. You've got to know these approaches. Actually, yeah, come to think of it. Yeah, so hi everyone's just joining. Like I'm normally jiggling and need something to fiddle with in my hands. Yeah, so again, it's keeping busy. It's keeping your hands busy. I mean, if I think about it now, I'm sat here and my hands are always moving. Mainly to keep this closed, but you've got to think, if you think of your daily processes as I started thinking like this when this came to my mind when I used to work for a company called Marla Powertrain, and what we did was we built engines, and every station or whatever bit we were on had its processes from start to finish, which I work really well with, like to-do lists and stuff like that. But literally, if in, I don't know, one example, we would take a big block of metal. You'd then, the first process, you'd put it in this machine. You'd then close the machine, press button, and you had to do it all in this robotic order, otherwise none of it made sense. And then the checks and stuff, and you had to do this feeler gauge first, you had to do this one to make sure you could do this one, and this one, and it's things like that. The processes and stuff, it works, and it's almost like brainwashing, if that makes sense. Probably gone off on a complete massive tangent there, but if you think about that, or I don't know, I used one before that was building a Lego model or IKEA furniture or something. I can't remember now. It's a really good one. That if you don't do A, B, C or whatever it was, you can't skip to the end and just rush that bit. You know, you can't get there without doing this. So if you think of your daily actions and routines like that, if you were to literally sit there and note down, I do this, if any of you have done food diaries for me before, you'll realise what I'm on about. I'll go, okay, so 7 a.m, wake up, 7:15, go to bathroom, 8:10, switch kettle on, have a cup of tea, whatever, and you break it down into processes. And then suddenly you look back at your whole day and everything's accounted for. And you just got to look at why you're eating this at this time, why you're doing this at this time. And it's also good for like time management, which is again something I do quite struggle with sometimes. If I don't structure my day like that with half an hour here for this and this, I can just sit there and just, I think everyone could. They'd just sit there and time would just fly by. You know, how many people have looked through their phone, just scrolled through their phone, and then the next thing they know, it's an hour's gone. So, habit stacking, and I've read some really good books on this sort of stuff, which just confirms the fact putting processes in place does work. Has anyone seen, good point, has anyone seen a bit of a low budget film? You might not have seen it. Has anyone seen The Founder, I think it was called? The film about McDonald's. Michael Keaton in it. You might not have seen it. I've got it anyway on Google Play or something. I don't know what it is. But that film, The Founder, it goes into how McDonald's started and how this guy took the idea off of these two brothers and made it into what it is today. Anyway, the reason it was so effective is because one of the brothers had this, I don't remember what he called it, but this like foolproof plan. First, the burger hits this, then this, and everything, a well-oiled machine, basically. That's what I'm getting at. It couldn't work. You couldn't skip a step. Nothing could work without the other. And it was all, everything had its place. So maybe, and if you have like a notebook, or, I mean, not everyone has whiteboards on their walls and stuff. They're not crazy like me. But something you're going to see every day. It needs to be on you, ideally. Not like on the fridge, but a notepad or in your phone or in your calendar or something. Just noting down when you had a craving for something. Did you eat something then? How did you feel once you ate it? Or how did you feel if you didn't eat it? There's things, I've got these written somewhere in like spreadsheets and stuff. Just if you just write a little list of, again, like my check-in sheets that my clients will know, things like how's your energy levels? Did you sleep well? Like this. You can apply that to anything. So, did you have a craving for anything? But yes, what was your craving for specifically? Chocolate. Time of craving, 8 p.m. Did you satisfy that craving? Yes. How did you feel? Good. I don't know. It's the things. These are just reeling them off. How did you feel the next day? Shit. Oh, you know what it is. So, people are the worst for guilt tripping themselves about food. I must hear one person every day do it. Must do. Oh God, I had a massive, big blowout on the weekend. Yeah, it was nice at the time, but now I feel like I shouldn't have done it. Whatever it is. And a bit of hindsight is a good thing, but all I say was, or if sometimes I get messages like, oh, should I have a Chinese tonight or whatever? And the answer is, well, it depends. But would your future self thank you for it or not? I basically got that idea from, I had a wallpaper on my laptop at one point that said, would your 5-year-old self look up to you, or something like that? I can't remember the actual words. And that just applies to everything, really. Like, would your future self judge you for what your actions are and stuff like that? And opened my eyes a little bit, really. Made me a bit more humble and settle down or whatever, with stuff. But let me know if anyone tries any of this stuff. But yeah, has anyone got any questions? I do have a handful, but I'm going to go over to Instagram in about 5 minutes and do a little video on there as well, because there's different people on there. Not everyone's got Facebook, not everyone's got Instagram, so yeah, let me know, guys, if you've got any questions. What else? We had a handful of, didn't we? We did have a handful of them. Things about is that a joke? What happened when the personal trainer brought a bear to the gym? Is that a joke? I don't know. Tell me. Is this going to be a fitness joke? I don't know. It's lost on me if it is. That sounds like a joke that's about to unfold. Drum roll. No, okay, maybe not. Just... His client got ripped to shreds. Yeah, that sounds like one of my jokes. It sounds like it's the sort of joke I would make. How does the person driving a bear to the gym? His client's got ripped to shreds. I'm not going to steal that joke, just for the reason that it's not great. Not great, but it's better than no jokes. You are funny, you lot. You are funny. Anyone else just drink bottles of water? Or is it just me? Need to spice it up, I think. Get some juice in there or something. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to go over to like a Jedi or something. I'm going to go over to Instagram Landers, and I will catch you guys later. Like I said, anyone's got any questions, thanks for the sessions today, people, as well. Got another new member into the battle group. Yeah, so lots of exciting things coming, and yeah, pretty good, all pretty good. I'll stop boring you now. I'll see you guys later. Au revoir.